got here? Oh boy, desert bandits. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, this is what a sight for sore eyes. Look at that shit. Right, so this is the dangerous bandit mod. And we can really use these troops. I mean, really use them. We need cavalry. We need just flat out troops. They're gathering more armies. The Aserai are going crazy here. They must have 4 or 5 armies up there. Of course, they're fighting everybody now because they've expanded so much. You know what? This is a good spot to... let's go ahead and do the intro here. Welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. Our YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related, and especially advanced battlefield command and tactics. And welcome back again to our Aserai campaign. In fact, welcome back to our Aserai Peasant Revolt. We just happened upon a little desert army here. And I realize we're coming up on a deadline, and I wasn't quite sure how to do this, how to script this, so to speak. And the game is kind of giving us the opportunity here. So if you're following along with the campaign, you're aware that every month, once a quarter, so to speak, we have to give Unquid 1 million dinars, and we don't have it, right? We're out of money. He threatened that an army would come our direction. This army is actually going to go by us. So, stay with me here. We're going to do a little bit of role playing. This Aserai force, I know it says they're going to siege that castle. They are coming to attack us, right? The Sultan has sent that army to attack us, and I've got an idea here that's going to be diabolical. A perfect way to sort of fit in all the parts of this. I was going to grab these bandits and then take all of them to Hubyard to stock the garrison, but let's use these bandits to attack this fucking Aserai force. We will role play that we are going to ambush them with these bandits. This greedy, avaricious fuck is just sitting up north, letting his lieutenants and commanders do his dirty work, and we're going to ambush the fuck out of him, right? This army sent down here to strong arm gold from Cole, from this family. Well, we're not having it, right? He's coming down here. He's making a mistake is what he's doing. We're going to ambush the fuck out of this guy. I got a bunch of good troops in here, I thought. There we go. We've got all kinds of troops that we've been stocking up, especially at Hubyard, because this is going to be our capital for this campaign, however long that lasts, right? Again, this is a Peasants Revolt campaign. We're not using the normal troop lines. I actually see a few Aserai archers. Unfortunately, a few of my companions occasionally still recruit a troop or two, and I just go in and have to correct that. But you can see the rest of our army here is bandits, thugs, chosen wolves, militia, Beni Zalal. We've got basically an all non-regular troop line army here. And I think this is what I'll do. I think we will try to take on this entire bandit army and add them. They may try to fight us. That'll suck if that happens, because that'll fuck my plans here. But if these bandits will join us, as is often the case when you have a much larger army, we will add them right before we ambush Husn here. Husn, this fucking Aserai lord, has been sent down here to teach us a good lesson by the Sultan, ostensibly to seize control. We'll say he's sent down here with orders to seize Hubyard if we don't have 1 million dinars. Well, we don't have it. I've been trying to sell gold. We actually made the spring payment. I'll probably do some fancy editing and show that, or it doesn't really matter. It's not like you guys don't trust me. Now, this is a problem. This fucking bandit thing is attacking caravans, and I need them to hurry the fuck up. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to ambush here. Hurry up. I'm not going to help this caravan because we want all these troops added to our army. Oh man, it's going to be close. Come on, come on. Here we go. All right. I want you to... It's just us. I want you to surrender. Yeah. Here we go. You can join us. Oh, man. What a fucking motherload. Now, we are going to use some of these caravan guards. I'm not going to use the ones that clearly look like lords that have armor. But we will take these troops that look like peasants, right? And bandits. The Beni Zalal, all of these guys. We will take these Beni Zalal and nomad bandits and stuff like that. And now we're hugely over our limit. But that doesn't matter, right? Because we're about to have a battle. Let's see. How do we do this? We're not near a city, so we can't make our own kingdom, but we can leave this kingdom and tell them to go fuck themselves with their 1 million dinar request. Now, I can't do it with these armies in my army, so we're just going to dump them here. And then hopefully all these armies, I can sort of place them around this guy. You can picture we're setting up the ambush right here so that as soon as we declare our own kingdom, or at least as soon as we leave the Aserai and tell them to go fuck themselves, I think this guy will light up red and we can attack. Man, I'm going to look stupid if this doesn't work. Now, of course, we need to do this. I've been waiting. I've been saving this. This has been in my little clipboard or whatever it's called so I could copy paste this badass new standard up here for our bandits. Of course, it's TE for Tactical Enlightenment. We'll do some narcissism here, or whatever you want to call it. I just think it looks like a cool flag, and hopefully this declares war now against the Aserai. It did. All right, now I can't gather up these armies, but here we go. They're attacking, and in we come. And how beautiful, right? So we're ambushing this Aserai force. I mean, I didn't really even have to roleplay it. That was a nice little ambush in-game. This Aserai force is just coming to besiege a castle. And lo and behold, one of their clans leaves the clan and then moments later attacks them with Cole, this savage-looking motherfucker. His breastplate or whatever, his linens look like they're spattered in red already. So a big battle here, but... Oh shit, they're dumping us right in. Okay, let's pull back. Let's spread everybody out. 4th to the 7th. Give me 30 seconds here. I'll divide these units up. I'll try to tell you what I'm doing here. I'm moving archers to the 4th and 5th division. Cavalry will be in the 2nd, 3rd, and 8th division. I've got no choice. I don't have shock troop divisions because it's just dumping us in here. The 1st and 6th. We've got small amounts of infantry, so let's just pull over this ridge here and see what's going on. Archers, they have lots of infantry, and they're pounding us with horse archers. I think let's make a concerted attempt to destroy these horse archers. That little red bubble above the our unit's head is kind of bright, but you'll have to deal with that. Sorry. Yeah, let's attack these bitches. Let's just charge in on these horse archers. They don't have a lot of support. Let's put a dent into them, and then we'll start to set up our formations here. I see Khan's guards. Of course, our units that we're fighting against, these Aserai lords, have the strength and AI mod, right? So they're going to have elite horse archers. Gallant sword sisters and shit. And my armor is very weak, right? I like one Consguard arrow probably does half the damage to this guy. There's a lot of death spam. The main army's holding back though, so it's our turn basically to thin down this archer force. But man, is the death spam bad. I guess that's what happens when looters and mounted pillagers face Consguards, right? It's gonna be, this campaign is gonna be a fucking bitch. All right, let's start setting up units here. 4th and 5th and spread formations first. We'll get the 6th round to the enemy's left flank. Let's get the 7th and 8th on a sweeping position on our far right here, and we will bring our 3rd Corps in here. I'm basically going to try to keep those horse archers occupied with one unit, set up units here in a circulating C formation. We're noting all the flying horses still. Man, this is going to be a bitch. They're taking a defensive position. That's good from the horse archer perspective, but these are good horse archers. I got to get our archers to stand still. We got to get them positioned first. I've got the 1st infantry just in a square so that they fend off some of the arrows here. I know I'm talking quickly. We could lose this battle, right? It says they're favored, even though we have more troops. It's because we have looters, we have mounted pillagers, and they have fucking the Consguard. And I haven't used this hammer enough to really feel good about it. I'm also, unfortunately, I'm using a mouse I normally don't use. Not the greatest timing, and enough of the excuses. Let's just fucking win this battle here. Our little square here is going to slow these guys down. Come get it, bitches. Alright, archers are standing still. Let's start moving up infantry. The 6th division here on the enemy left. We're just going to start to encircle. If their infantry breaks, we will then perform a quick kill box. If they just sit there, that's almost better for us, right? We can move up skirmishers, pound them at range with all our javelins. That's one of the big advantages of our army. And then slowly, they are moving up. They're moving up aggressively. Man, I need that 275 javelin perk. Or 250. I'm just hitting shields. What a fucking bummer that is. Alright, let's go ahead and get the central infantry here towards them, although they're going to be boring in on them, so we'll probably kite with the 1st division. I've got the 6th moving in hard on the enemy's left. We'll move the 8th over here on the right. Horse archers behind them, and we're going to sweep in here on this infantry. It's a modified kill box just because they're moving so quickly. We can move up to 4th and 5th. The 5th is in good position on the enemy flank. And let's give that horse archer division over there just one cav division, just kind of in their face, right? Some some shields, a few shields, hopefully for them to shoot at instead of just smoking our troops. All right, they're boring in on our infantry. Back up, boys. Hurry up. Giant fucking vanguards moving in. The good thing is it's not a doom stack. I don't see just wall-to-wall Aserai veteran infantry. The Aserai are really involved in several wars. So even though they're going to have a lot of troops, a lot of armies, they're not like a doom stack. Anybody who watched the Aserai campaign knows that was incredibly difficult. I gotta monitor this. I can't. Damn, those guys are going to get caught up. Well, the second and third are there. The sixth is... We're going to be able to pour right in behind the enemy here. God damn it, these fucking horses are in my way now. The sixth should be right behind me. Let's wait in here. Our cavalry is actually breaking up their infantry pretty well. And let's let our hammer do their talking. So we are flanking the enemy hard here. Of course, they're being cut off from their archers. Infantry's just cutting through their midst. Cavalry's charging, breaking up their formations even worse. And that's going to give our archers beautiful time here to just take their pop shots. Damn, he did pretty good with that blunt mace shot. Try this one, dude. What do you think? The fucking... That's like the Crocodile Dundee scene. That's not a mace. This is a mace. And just fucking destroys the guy. That's not a knife. Alright, in we go. Oh, that's Manavliton. You're not as fast as me. Oh, shit. Something like one-shot me there. Alright, I'm fucking surrounded with this guy. This is a disaster. Of course, our troops are retreating charge. And he's dropped. I need a good character here. All of our characters are down? Oh, no. Here we go. Give me Rayma. Here we go. Rayma. Perfect. This is actually his wife, Cole's wife. She's got a pretty decent axe skill. She's slow, but at least we can command our units. Although at this stage, that early initial flanking kill box may have been all we needed. I just glanced at the kill at the power bar there, and we're in good shape now. It's a bit of a chaotic battle, of course. I got dumped right in, so not a whole lot of time here for complex tactics. Still, I think the maneuvering we did probably at least saved lives. I think we were probably going to win no matter what. I'm getting cut apart on horse here. I don't know if it'll be better on foot either. She's kind of slow. Of course, all these fucking bull-headed motherfuckers are charging after her. I got 9 javelins to sort through. She's got 3 stacks. She's got 3 stacks of javelins, so it's gonna take her some time. Oh shit. She's got short legs. I'm getting my ass kicked. Not how I wanted to finish this battle. Look how slow she is. They're like, these are recruits, and they ran her down. Alright, well, not the greatest finish to this, but fucking victory is victory. This Aserai force is destroyed. We actually did pretty well. I see over half of our forces still up. Hopefully no deaths, right? We do have the death for all mod loaded, so you could really suffer a bunch of deaths here. That'd be horrible if like Cole went down. Of course, Cole is going to be the powerhouse for this campaign for as long as he's on his feet. And a beautiful ambush here, right? With a bunch of bandits. You can almost picture them hiding over in the fucking palm trees, and they pour it out on this Aserai force, almost like the ambush by the Rohirrim, not by the Rohirrim, by the men in Athelion and Gondor in the Lord of the Rings. There's a great ambush scene there, just hiding in the weeds and shit. And that'll work, right? Over 2/3 of our army is left, and of course all of those bandits are in our army, so we're actually going to have full armies. In fact, over full armies. Look at it, I have 542 troops. Still, we're going to scan any troops here we can take prisoners. I always want prisoners to recruit. You see, we can get 23. 200 upgrades? Oh, it's because we have these bandits. Are these bandits? Yeah, these are bandits. Harami, we'll call these bandits. We'll take some. Anything that looks and acts like a bandit, we'll take it, right? If it's not part of the main troop lines, we'll take them. Beni Zalal, 109 Beni Zalal we got from these bandits that just joined our army. Now, they're tier 3 or tier 4. They're not super strong. They have no shields, but it's still troops, and it's still bandits here for our rebellion. Don't actually care that much about loot at this stage. Our army is pretty well outfitted, but we're always going to take it. I'm sure some of you guys are saying, don't take it, upgrade your troops. We probably will do some of that as well. Obviously, some of these bandits can upgrade and get even stronger. Money may become an option, not an option. It may become a problem still, right? We don't have to pay the $1 million anymore. That's nice. But we only have some 580,000. And there's going to be a lot of war to come. That said, we're not going to pay for any peace, right? So Actually, maybe money won't be a problem. We're just going to recruit everything we can. Bandits are also pretty cheap, and of course we have some of the perks that make them even cheaper. So I suspect that money won't be a problem. Of course, we'll have cities and castles to upgrade and stuff like that. We shall see. We're not going to be buying elite armor either, right? Like, the more I think about it, actually, money's not going to be a problem at all. Although we may hire minor clans. I'm leaving that option open. Obviously, we're recruiting minor clans here. I'm going to get deserters. That's okay. We'll get some deserters here as we head back. I dumped as many as I could on the other armies there. And what a beautiful looking flag that is. Right over all our cities, there's just this red, sort of psychedelic red and black T and E. I'm digging it. I'm having fun so far. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this campaign. Of course, you want to leave feedback. Motherfucker, they already have armies forming here. We don't even get... there's some deserters. We don't even get our feet off the ground here, and they're already fucking forming armies. All right, so we're going to declare a kingdom here. I just go to the governor. I think that's all I got to do here is just go to the governor. And we're going to be the Tusken people, right? I guess we'll pay homage to Star Wars, right? I think the Tusken Raiders. I think of like these sand people. We are going to be a bunch of peasant Tusken Raiders here. So we will do, let's do Son of the Tusken. So Banu Tusken. What's in a name? Doesn't matter that much, right? Eventually, Cole, his name will change as well. You know, this is definitely your opportunity to leave suggestions, but I already have a couple in mind, so please don't be heartbroken if I roll with... That's Husn the Golden. Somebody forgot to tell him that this is not a clothing optional event, dude. This is the proclamation of ourselves as a kingdom. It's kind of a big moment. Look at Cole's looking at him out of the corner of his eye like, you sack of shit. At least put on a bathrobe. You look like a fucking homeless person. He's wearing his loincloth. Unfortunately, he doesn't look well endowed. He looks like a dipshit. Oh, that was hilarious. It's this momentous event and he's fucking naked. That was because originally, when I very first started this campaign, we stripped him to sell his civilian clothes. Anybody familiar with the early stages of a campaign, you know, that's something that people often do. And I just never gave the guy civilian clothes. I guess the AI doesn't give him civilian clothes either. So at some point or other, we will get Husn the Golden some clothes. But look how beautiful this is, right? We picked up all those bandits, and not only are our armies full, but we just shoved a bunch of bandits into Hubyar here. Of course, I've been doing this whole campaign, right? That's why we have 86 Beni Zalal and 64 Sea Raiders. And the forest bandits are the ones that I want the most, but unfortunately, they're also the ones that are the hardest to find. I've only found one significant group. It was like 130 or something like that of forest bandits, and we got like 30 forest bandits out of it. Still, I won't cry, right? This is going to be a great option for us, and it's going to be the equalizer, or at least I hope, right? We cannot recruit regular troops, but there's all these bandits in the wilderness, and we will talk about some times in history where there were crazy rebellions with bandits going nuts and shit like that, raiding all the fucking churches and shit like that, and melting down all the gold and selling it and becoming gold tooth bandits and shit like that. They're already at war? Settle the fuck down. Northern Empire. They have like two castles. These fucking dipshits. Oh well. It is what it is. We're a long ways away from them. Look at this sandstorm. Hopefully this campaign has even more sand, right? I don't want to tell you how much sand battles there were in the other campaign, but obviously this realistic weather mod adds some incredible effects for battles like this. So hopefully we get some epic battles in this series, even though we have bandits, right? Eventually we're going to make a player clan, so we may have armies of 1,500 with mostly, almost entirely bandits and minor clans. Now, where is this fucking guy? He's at war with 4 kingdoms, which is great, right? Because, of course, if he was only at war with us, it would be very difficult to win. Now, what to do, right? This is the strategic moment. I kind of like the Aserai having a couple cities towards the west, at least temporarily. And you notice the garrison I put in some of these castles and cities, right? 365 at Ayakis. I've been preparing for this, of course. It's been about 2 years of gameplay just searching for troops. And you know, we probably have 1,200 total bandits and minor clans and stuff like that in our different armies. Maybe 1,500. This guy's just chilling out, holding, it says. Yeah, hold my beer, dude. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but we've been preparing for this, and I think it makes sense. He's just sitting there. I wonder if he's bugged.
It's been a while.
Come with us. That was weird. But I think strategically it makes sense for us to cut a little bit of a path in east here underneath the Aserai, because that's where the size of their kingdom is. If we go the other direction, immediately the Southern Empire is going to be in our borders, and that'll be another kingdom that wants a piece of us. So we're going to fuck with the Aserai first in their homeland. I think Husn Fulq makes sense. Razi could be an option, but it's heavily defended. So we will probably go to Husn Fulq. And of course, we're going to try to put down any Aserai armies we see. Now, if we see an army of 3,000 or something like that, we're going to have to run. Right? We're going to do exactly what bandits did when they saw an army like that. Where is this fucking guy? I would love to get a hold of Unquid. Come with us, Unquid. It says he's at Poros. Hopefully, we get our chance to fucking have him lick our boots for fucking degrading our main character here, taking away his nobility. And really trying to put down his family just because he's a bad-tempered sultan. And of course, I'm sure some of you guys you love Unquid. You know, you played the Aserai. Well, you're not going to like him in this campaign. Either that or you're going to hate me. Yeah, 1,200 at Razi. I'm not sieging that. Let's see what it's at Husn Fulq. You know, and this is highly perilous. Now, we are now wandering into enemy territory here. We've got a decent scout. 205, that's good. But obviously with a relatively weak army, you know, we can't fight armies of 2,800 or something like that. So we shall see, right? We'll definitely attack an army of 1,000. As you saw, we just defeated one of 900 fairly handily. All right. I'm just kind of hoping that the Aserai are so busy at other locations. Look at this too. This is beautiful. There's 654 looters just rampaging through the wilderness. So this campaign, in many ways, is going to be quantity over quality. We're going to have lots of troops, but of course, we're not going to have the armies to support like 4,000 troops. I did experiment with the idea of having altering some of the leadership stats and stuff like that, so our main character could have 900 units or something like that. But I think we'll play this legit like this. We already have a few advantages. This is going to be a big advantage, and it doesn't make any sense to take those looters captured right here. Let's take this city first, and then if we can take this city, we'll go run over there and grab those looters and say, you guys are now the garrison, right? We'll put 500 looters into Husn Fulq here, and we have an instant garrison. Granted, a weak garrison. It'll be interesting to see actually how it works when they're being sieged, if they just get blown through. They're tier 1, right? They're like tier 0.1. So nervous moments here. Of course, we could see a huge Aserai force just come looming up over the fucking horizon here. I'm going to keep the camera tilted. Forgot to mention this gal here. We married in this Russian axe murderer to one of our brothers came of age. Probably not going to show that whole process because you guys don't really need to see some guy come of age, right? It doesn't really matter that much. For our main campaign, we made a bigger deal out of stuff like that. Addis has died in battle. The Khazate just killed one of the main Aserai nobles. Love it, right? We're backdooring them here, and the Khazate are on the other side over there fucking with them. All right. Love to get his engineering up, but I don't have any perk points, so that's going to go slowly. We can punch his steward 275 here. I'm going to build, I think, 2 trebuchets, 2 fire catapults, and then just a ram. I don't think we're going to wait. I'm very leery of time here, right? We could easily have a city light up under siege before we even start this siege here. So I want to do this kind of in a hurry. The random soundtrack in the background is perfect. It's kind of a stressful, suspenseful. Oh, that's beautiful. We just had a quest come back, so more troops just landed into our roster here. We're going to do this as fast as we can, though. Then we're going to run over and hopefully grab those looters. Of course, the enemy lords will destroy those looters, but only with a large army. Armies of 200 actually get taken captive by looter armies that big. If you're wondering, too, by the way, I will try to put the mod in the video description details. And that mod, I have seen looter armies of 1,150 looters, which is amazing. this is going to be an advantage for us, right? Because we're going to be able to use these guys. Now, unfortunately, looters won't be attacking our enemies on the campaign map. You can't ally yourself with looters, but we will be able to pretty readily add them to our army. I may have enough perks where they always accept our offer to join our army. We shall see. And then, of course, we're recruiting prisoners left and right, right? I'm going to pull every single lever and valve I know. We're going to turn every valve to give us more troops here because we don't have the normal process, right? We're not going to any villages or any cities and getting recruits. Now, this is why I wanted to take this city. Look at this gorgeous, huge... Well, maybe it's not gorgeous. Maybe it looks more like some disheveled, poor third world country. But for this time and this era, what it is it's a prosperous city. The other reason I'm choosing this is that this is a fairly defensible city. It's not great, but the left side there, the right side as we're looking at it, is quite defensible. So spread some units around here. Not a whole lot of tactics here, right? We're gonna shove a hole through both sides. First, second, and what's the ram? The ram is the third, so we'll leave them alone. The first, second, and fourth. You don't want to fuck with the ram units if you want them to attack the gate, right? Leave those guys on the ram. So I will use the first, second. Oh shit. First, second, and fourth. If you're wondering, that was just the RTS overhead cam. Oh shit. I thought we killed all the catapults. Damn it, we must have missed one. I may have a few battles in this campaign where we use the RTS mode, but primarily we're going to be playing this on foot. This is more of a role-playing campaign and less of a tutorial. Of course, I'll still tell you guys about tactics. Otherwise, we would just call the channel, Bannerlord role-playing or something. You are watching Tactical Enlightenment. I'm going to get smoked here. This guy has just such weak armor. It's mostly his head, right? He's got a bearskin hat on him. Eventually, I guess if I get smoked over and over again, like that last battle, just got one-shotted and the whole battle went sideways, maybe, just maybe, I will find a helm that looks acceptable to wear, where I feel like it's still role-playing that we're Peasant Revolt, right? I'm not going to be putting on like a gleaming gold and embossed helmet that you might normally put on because it doesn't fit the role-playing part of it. Look at the javelins just destroying their archers. It's a hail of javelins. Let's put these guys even closer. All these lake rats and brigands and shit, they're just javelin heavy. And this, incredibly, they might even have more javelins than the last campaign where we were playing the Aserai, right? The brigands and whatnot, they have a lot of javelins. The lake rats have 10, I think, and so do the Beni Zalal. So we have an incredible amount of javelin units on the battlefield. I've been thinking about that, like what are the strengths and weaknesses of this army? Because, of course, I have to come up with and develop repeatable, destructive tactics with this highly handicapped army. And I'll talk more about that if I get a moment here. I'm going to let a few more guys go up these ladders here before I join them. The ram should be... Damn, they're failing on the other side over there. The ram should be coming along. It is. And keep some archer support in the middle. I've got one archer division behind me here. They're bombarding our trebuchet, but that's all right. I think this is enough. All right, so what do we have, right? What we don't have is shock troops. You see that guy's got an axe right there. He actually has a shield and an axe, which is weird. We don't have very many guys that are two-handed weapon troops. So we'll be looking for those, right? Whatever bandits, we'll be trying to add those. But we don't have a renewable source of it. Oh, shit, they've got a bunch of defenders here. And that chick is fucking pointing right at me. Hit me right in the fucking chest. Fuck you. Alright, so we're going to do a little sniping here. Our units are sort of trying to force their way on. And for the moment, these militia are ignoring me. Let's get archers up here. Let's get the 1st and 3rd Corps. Or the 1st and 5th Corps. Actually, the 1st is on the other side. I might have just fucked those guys by trying to call them over. I don't know if I can stay here. Yeah, I can't stay here. I'm going to get shot. So let's just do some sniping here. Some javelin sniping. We'll sit around the corner here and let more troops get up here before we make a push. His javelin skills should be improving, but he doesn't have that many perk points, or at least focus points for throwing, right? I've been, of course, emphasizing some of the other skills. Hopefully we can upgrade Cole to level 40, maybe 42 by the end of this campaign. Who knows, right? We shall see. All right, so we've got tons of javelins. We've already established that. We have a decent amount of archers, right? The forest bandits, we have militia, that's archers. We have We have mounted archers, actually. The mounted pillager. There's quite a few of those. We actually have quite a few of the boar units. It's a crossbow division. In fact, let's get the 6th right here. Let's go ahead and just start conquering this side of the castle. These guys are getting held up here by militia. Nobody's shooting at me. I can just snipe away here. We've got this city, though. Once you get a breach like this shit's over, right? We're going to be able to push these units towards the main gate. Let's go ahead and get a division inside the courtyard here. We'll just place these guys right there. But this city doesn't have a big defense, right? They have some defense, but not enough once you punch a breach like this. That guy's literally standing there just blocking shots. We're getting killed down here in the courtyard. I'm going to drop down here. These guys are getting hammered down there, and I just feel for my men. So we're going to do a little Arabic parkour here. Oh, some of these bitches are routing. Come get some. All right, routing troops. We like that. We can talk more about our strengths and weaknesses. What we don't have is shield and spear cavalry, right? We don't have a lot of shields, and that makes it hard for me to do a lot of my traditional tactics. And the more I think about that, that's great, right? As we just blow these guys up here. This hammer is so deadly. Get up! I can swing it 4 times before he can get up. So we don't have shock troops. We don't have a lot of shield and spear cavalry. We have very weak horse archers, like we have tier 3, tier 2 horse archers that are going to get shot off their mount. We're going to do a lot of experimental tactics in this campaign. We'll definitely be trying some dismounted cavalry. We'll be trying some squares. We'll be trying doom stacks of jab squares, and I'll explain that later on, where you have 4 or 5 squares, all heavy javelin, and you move in a big oblong triangle. It's a really cool tactic I've been playing with. But it's going to be fun, right? Not only is it going to be a challenge, it's going to be fun here as we clean up this side of the castle. We got our hammer here. These guys are trying to retreat or reform. Come get some, right? We're going to obliterate everybody in sight here with this hammer. This thing is going to be so lethal. I just got to be careful, right? This guy's so vulnerable. If I can just keep his hammer going, troops are going to go flying everywhere. Yeah, the Palace Mamluks, they just can't hit me, right? They don't have enough speed. It doesn't matter if they parry, right? They still get slugged. Look at how fast this thing is. And it's just clubbing everybody every which direction. This is fucking a blast. The enemy's screaming as they get pushed towards Cole and his madman hammer. All right. We may even have to change the clan name at some point for hammers. I wish we had... actually, you know what? We're going to do that. My little warband, we're going to edit a couple of units so that they have hammers, and we're going to experiment with that. What a huge city this is. We'll go ahead and say that that's my mistress's room there, right? That's a good room to know about in the castle. And what a glorious first city here. Although we got a incipient fire going on there, we may want to get some water on that. This is a great success for us in this breakout episode of this campaign. I didn't want to just throw this into the very first episode. I wanted to build the story a little bit. You guys know I like the little role-playing element. This part here is going to be interesting, right? 334 two-handed. I think that's a bug, but what's happening there is he already had 5 focus points and two-handed, and then I gave him that smithing skill. We did that through the console, right? We did that because I was too lazy to level his smithing. That's one of the advantages we have is to smith weapons here. But that's going to be fascinating. He's going to have 340 or something, two-handed skill with that hammer. You're basically going to be watching the fastest hammer you've probably ever seen swung in Bannerlord or something like that, right? I don't know. You don't call the Guinness Book of World Records yet, but it's going to be gnarly. All right. Some more loot we don't care that much about, but our city up north, right? This is going to be a city we defend. We're getting an autosave here. I'm going to run over and grab those looters. As long as they're still alive. Damn, are they gone? We need these guys. Shit. Now, here we go. Here they are. They're roaming about, and they're slow, of course, with 654 guys. They're all bickering about who gets the scraps food for tonight. Well,
mess with us and we'll sell our lives dearly.
Well, you don't have to sell your life, man. Come fight with us. In fact, we'll take all of your mounts too, all of your mounted ransackers and shit. I'm gonna take all these guys. We're definitely gonna get deserters on the way home. That's okay. It tends to, what I've noticed is it tends to desert your lower level units, a priority to your lower level units. In other words, we'll get some deserters here, I think. Maybe we'll make it there. But yeah, there we go. I think that's mostly the lower tiered units that were deserters here. Let's take a peek. We had like 500 looters. Yeah, see it, mostly looters left, which is good, right? That means we kept a lot of our elite troops. It'd be painful if it was just 164 off the top. We lost all our forest bandits. But how beautiful is this, right? We just enter the city. Another quest comes in, so we're getting troops. Right now, the troops are raining on us. We've got some companions to set up for troops. And I want to turn the recruiting off here. This is something I got to try to remember to do. Otherwise, we'll have a bunch of Aserai units. No, we better leave the wages on here, right? That way they can pay for the looters. Cost money, right? They're cheap, but I think they cost like a gold each or something, a dinar each. All right, so we'll pump up the city here. I was just thinking again, we got to be careful with our money. No, we don't. We have plenty of money. I'm going to be able to sell loot still from these battles. We're going to stick a governor in here. Someone with lots of perks. These people have a lot of perks. How about Arwa? Arwa's a great governor. She gets plus militia too, so the militia will start to grow. Right, we'll accept militia's help. Militia's part of the game. And look at this, right? The garrison is empty. Not for long. All right, these guys are moving in, right? It's going to make the city stink, but in comes 412 stinky looters with their pickaxe, and the garrison is set, right? In fact, we'll give them a few supplementary units here, some militia archers, maybe some pillagers. This city's awesome. It's like Looterville. There's a whole bunch of looters just defending. And this is already setting up really dynamic, right? This campaign is going to be one of the most unique campaigns out there in Bannerlord. Obviously, I recognize the guys on console are like, goddamn mods. I wish we could have that shit. Hopefully, you guys get mods someday. And for the rest of you, right, you guys should be able to replicate what we're doing here, minus the profanity, right? You're probably not going to swear as much. Now, I'm going to actually close this out here just to let some of these troops go. And then we will do some fancy editing, and we will be right back.
All right. Let's see. What are we going to do now, right? I feel a little bit like the kid that's sneaking out after bedtime into the parents' territory here and looking for the cookie jar, right? We are deep within enemy territory here. There's no question this is dangerous. We only have a few safe havens. Husn and Fulq, of course, is defend pretty well. But there's a lot of warfare. There's a lot of armies out here. There's a lot of Imperial cataphracts and palace guards looking to cleave our neck. We'll take some quests. Oops, he's the enemy. That's right. You can't do quests of the enemy's villagers. We'll raid his fucking shack later tonight. Probably burn that shit down. Teach him a good lesson. But starting to fill in down here, right? And of course, the back door is the concern, just like prison. We're definitely keeping an eye on the back door. We're not going to bend over in the shower. And this big Aserai area up here, it's interesting, right? Because they're being attacked. I would love to help the enemy of my enemy, right? Anybody who's attacking the Aserai right now basically is our friend. They're our accidental ally here. Keeping an eye on some armies. We'll look for targets of opportunity. Of course, it'd be amazing if looters were attacking the enemy in that situation. I can't join the looters, but what I'll do is I'll ambush them as soon as they're done with the looters, right? And of course, it'll be hilarious to see enemy lords attacked and destroyed by looters. We'll basically consider those guys one of us. If there's any possible way that we can help rebellions, we're going to do so, right? Anytime we see a city rebel, we will help. Now, 600 defenders in Husn and Fulq, that's pretty solid, although you have to remember 400 of them haven't had a shower in 6 months. They're cleaning their underwear each day in the morning in the fountains right in front of the city. And all jokes aside, that is part of the reason there are so many fountains all throughout Europe, is that before the advent of plumbing and whatnot, for a lot of people living in the city, that was their best way to get water, their best way to get some way to wash their hands or even wash their clothes potentially. Obviously, washing their clothes like in Rome and stuff like that, they weren't doing that right next to St. Peter's, but you get an idea. That's why there's so many fountains. Right, so Husn and Fulq is defendable. Razi,
is, I keep disorienting myself by turning the map. I apologize if I make you dizzy. Razi might be the next logical target, but there's 1,100 defenders there, right? I'd like for some kind of other opportunity to pop up, right? And so, of course, we're out here, opportunists. In fact, here's a big army, although you know where they're heading on that peninsula. That peninsula only leads behind us here. Those guys are probably heading to Husn Fulq. So, as much as I'd like to go party and help the Khazate or whoever else is attacking the Aserai here, unfortunately, obviously we have to, oh shit, there's more armies forming here. We have to cover our own here before we go have fun. Now, these guys might attack us. 600, you know, their forces are probably much stronger than ours. I guess they're not strong enough to sally out here. We'll give them a little opportunity. But I'm going to cut this Aserai force off. Yeah, they're heading to Husn Fulq to besiege. So, I do know of some villages around here that present tactical opportunities. I don't think Policia is one of them, but I think Shibboleth Zumar is. In fact, I'm pretty sure Shibboleth Zumar is a defensible opportunity for us. A lot of guys are probably saying, just let them siege your city. Once they engage, then you can break in and then auto-resolve. Well, we're not going to be doing a whole lot of auto-resolving like that. We're not going to do it for cheese. We may do it if it's just necessary to speed up a battle, 800 against 100 or something. I don't know if we can beat this guy. Damn, Regea declared war. So there's our back door, right? Like I said, we're watching out down here. That means inevitably we're going to get siege down there, and that means I've got a decision. Basically, which frontier do I want to stay on for a while? It's going to be hard to bounce back and forth. But we're going to be able to do this, right? I want to get to Shibboleth Zumar first and make sure. I don't want to have egg on my face. It needs to be there's a village map with water. There it is. Perfect. This is it. All right. So this is going to work. I think we can savage this Aserai force here. And ironically, I think this will be better than defending the city. I know that seems crazy. In fact, it's an incredibly powerful force. 112 Vanguard Faris. We'll get a closer look here in a second. But that looks like an incredibly strong force of Aserai. So, we have to get them to engage us, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. They'll probably... Yep, there they go.
Halt there.
In she comes. Halt there. Halt. It's another German Aserai gal. Halt. Halt there. Achtung. Of course, normal player damage this whole series. We don't need those kind of advantages, although it would be nice if Cole stayed on his feet for half the battle at least. Look at this army. Oh, shit. We might have walked into it here. 49 veteran Faris, palace guards, Battanian fiend champs. That army's loaded. So, maybe we've stubbed our toe here, but we like a challenge, right? We've got our aristocracy annihilator here, decrease taken ranged attack damage, and we're going to funnel this Aserai force right to the grave. This battlefield is one of the best battlefields in the game for fighting your opponent. And watch what we're going to be able to do here. In this funnel, the water on the left or on the right here, we're going to be able to set up archers and skirmishers there. Unfortunately, the dividing line, the little starting line we can't go past, is further than I want us to start up. But that's okay. We'll be able to set up our units here once this battle gets going. Now let's get strategic. I do have like 30 or 40 crossbow units, the Boer champions. I think we have 30 or 40. I guess we don't. Oh, wait. We put the shield on? There we go. There's like 25 of them, maybe 30 of them. We're going to use those guys as one of our defensive squares early on here. I'm going to put them out front to pound the Aserai, to bait them in, and then we will square those guys. So the first and the fourth, we will have go towards the center and have them aggressively out front. And then as the enemy comes in, they will square and basically start to jam up that road. Now I've got, I've got two other infantry divisions. The 6th, I think I'll stay mixed with archers. And then the 3rd, I want to be very strong javelin division. It's basically a skirmisher division, a heavy skirmisher division, maybe we'll call it. We don't have shock troops. You notice we're not using shock troops in these battles because we just don't have enough. Maybe we have 20 or 50. If you count looters, maybe we have 50. It's not worth making a division for it. So the 1st division, I actually want the 1st division to be kind of weaker troops that have a shield. All I care about is they have a shield, preferably a spear. So I'm just going to play with the settings here for a second or two. I don't want them to be all javelin guys. There, that's better. There's a few javelins in there. It's not terrific. But I think we just have so many javelin units that even the 1st Division is going to have javelins. So the 1st and 4th in the center. Let's put the 3rd. Look at this shit. Half of these guys are fucking lake rats. Maybe they're not all lake rat wreckers, but I see some sea raiders in there. They will be on the right or on the left. The 6th Corps we'll put over here on this right area here with the field. That'll help pound the enemy from enfilade fire. And I've got 3 cav divisions. The 5th archers are perfect right here in the center. They got a little bit of a downslope there to the funnel. What I'm going to do here is use the 2nd division. Actually, we're going to use these cavalry. So let's see, what do we do here? Let's put the other units as javelins. This 2nd division, I just want these guys to get off their horse and then form a defensive square. You see how most of them have a spear? They don't have a shield, but at least they have a spear, right? So what I can do is I can position those guys out in the way of the enemy, clog up the road even more, make a gigantic fucking medieval traffic jam, and then we will dismount them and bring them back as defensive units. I think same thing with this 7th Corps. I've got these archers. Let's see, it's mixed with the 8th. I almost said Wazuban. We got to give this guy a name, right? Cole is just not cutting it. He will have a name very soon. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismount both. Oh, shit, I'm jammed up here. Out of my way, fellas. Let's get the 2nd and 7th pushed up there. And we're going to get those guys off the horses right away. They're getting all prematurely excited here. We're not attacking. We're not charging. The enemy's going to come to us. They attacked us. We've got a funnel of fucking death here. Realistically, in Bannerlord, every time you can defend, you want to defend. God damn it, I'm having a hard time positioning the 6th. Let's do a little jump positioning here. There, that works. Right there at the edge. All right, so 2nd and 7th out front here. These guys got to hurry. They're probably not all going to make it. In fact, some of them are going to get killed trying to set up here. But 2nd and 7th, just dumping their horses in the way of the enemy. And then we're going to bring those units back. I just think they're more vulnerable sitting on horse, having javelins thrown at them by Aserai Vanguard Faris. All right, so 1st Division in a square towards the center. Eventually, we'll pull the 2nd Division back. They can be in a square also. 3rd Corps here, this skirmisher division, I want them right up here in a steep, thick shield wall line on hold fire until the enemy gets close, right? And then those guys can unload javelins. Hopefully the enemy, well, they will, not hopefully, they're going to attack our square. 7th Division will just park them back there with the rest of the archers. The 8th Corps we have off to a flank. We will just keep the 8th Corps basically there to counterattack. We've got some companions in the 8th Corps. I don't really have a good plan for the 8th Corps right now because we don't have elite units. All right, so 3rd Corps, 2nd Corps. 2nd Corps is ahead of the 3rd. That'll help slow down some of the Jav Cav. In fact, we may try to bottle up that this upper left area here by the stones. All right, the arrows are flying. The javelins are going to start soon. The 7th archers are getting back into position here, and this looks juicy. There's tons of horses everywhere, all over in the way of the enemy. The 8th Corps is on our far right, ready to countercharge. And now we just got to basically handle the tricklers. Nobody gets to trickle through. Yeah, we're going to jam right where I'm standing. Eventually, I'm going to move the 2nd Corps in a square here. Let's absorb this initial impact. Let's move this 1st Division back. All of these javelin guys can now throw javelins into the side of the enemy. Let's kite with the 4th. The 4th crossbow will move them back as well. And this is going to work deliciously. You get what we're doing here, right? We're just pulling the enemy away from our ranged units here. Our javelin, our crossbow are just shooting the enemy in the side. And we'll keep moving this square all the way to the 6th over there. Yeah, see these Aserai up here, these motherfuckers. Crossbows back here. They're with me. We can just unseat some of these proud Aserai boys. Yeah, and see these guys trickling by up here? Fuck no, right? Let's just clog this up. Look at how jammed up they are here. They're being shot. They can't move. They're being shot to death by militia and fucking looters. It's beautiful. And now this heavy spear infantry just clogs the road even more. I mean, they are getting punished. Over here, their infantry is going crazy. That's all right, though. A lot of those guys are they're defending in their square, right? Good job, boys. You see how crowded it is in here. There's like fence posts and shit. The enemy can't move. They're being shot. Javelins are being thrown at them. It's a fucking mess. 51 damage I just took from one shot in the head. Yeah, that's because I don't have a good helmet. But look at the death spam, right? It's so fucking amazing. Bunch of art, bunch of looters and pillagers. Admittedly, some forest bandits obviously doing work. But what a tactical set. We could win this shit with all militia. We are scorching this proud fucking Aserai force. And this is a tough Aserai force. And we are mauling them. Come on, he says. Starting to feel our oats here with this fucking peasant army already trucking elite Aserai forces. Bring more next time. Wait till we get some of our characters further leveled up, right? We're going to be a beast. Look at these guys. They can't move. You guys can't move, can you? Well, we're going to get pound you while you can't move. It's glorious. Look at these guys. They don't know what to do. Have a foot. Oh, shit. I must not be doing my leg workouts. I didn't reach the guy. No, you're not going anywhere, Jagoff. Where are you going, Jagoff? Oh, how beautiful. The enemy is being shredded. Our squares are are holding the road. All you hear is arrows just whizzing through here. Just forces are being skewered by javelins left and right. Their horses are all penned up on riders or horseless riders. Yeah, riders without horses too. Right, that thing. Right, with the horse with no rider on it. That's what I fucking mean. Catch a javelin right in your groin there, dude. Everybody gets a javelin. We're handing them out. It's 2 for 1 day. Oh, shit. Sorry, Bushwhacker. Did I kill him? I don't think I killed him. And that's our extra hit points, right? Here I go again. Cole has extra hit points from his perks, right? Cole gets... That's it. Wow, our guys let out a roar. That feels premature. I want to kill every single last Aserai here, but what a whipping that was, right? Where's that guy yelling? I need the guy with the Scottish accent. We whipped the bastards, because that's what happened here. This was a you can probably actually tell that I'm smiling while I'm narrating. You know, I'm obviously very well situated, prepared for a very difficult challenge like this, because most guys that watch the channel, you guys know that I've played more Bannerlord than any other human being in human history. I mean, that's of course an exaggeration, but maybe it's not that far off, right? We're approaching 11,000 hours. Nothing spins my dials more than a nice pair of boobs and tactics, right? Tactics are definitely something for me that just absolutely makes my brain happy. I'm the kind of guy who'll take a nice walk on a sunny day, and the whole day I'm like thinking about tactics, thinking about how to use this army with all these parts and pieces. It's like a puzzle, right? All these different parts and pieces, and they have weaknesses and strengths. How do you use all those weaknesses and strengths? Okay, their horses are kind of weak on their own. How do you use their horses so that the riders on them don't get destroyed? Well, you just get them off their horses and turn them into decent archers. This pillager with his blood on his head got fucking knocked over by a horse. You gotta love it, right? These troops are just low level, and of course they're digital pixels, but if these were people, these guys would be exhilarated, right? They just trucked a much larger Aserai force stacked with Fiend champs and fucking elite tier 6 Faris, and it's just a butchering. I mean, we mauled this force. We couldn't have had 300 casualties. And all these raghead, I didn't mean that, by the way, I didn't mean that racistly. He's just wearing a rag on his head. We got these mountain boss bandits and shit, fucking looters, and guys wearing a fur coat, fucking cheering. Yeah, he looks old and disheveled, but today he's thrilled, right? We raise our hands to the sky. 200 casualties, 210 casualties here in this emasculation of this Aserai force. More levels. His skill goes over 330. Cole is turning into a two-handed destructive machine. And this is just fucking glorious, right? I am having a blast. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I don't know, again, how long this campaign's going to go. A little easier on the purple lipstick. I don't know how long this campaign's going to go here. Oh, look at, we're the heroes to, what is that, Khazate, right? Hey, we'll take their troops. You got any militia? We'll take some armed traders here. Look at, you can picture this huge line of troops, right? And it's like Imperial Sergeant Crossbow, and they're lined up to join this other army. They're all released, and they're like, oh, I'm a Khans guard. You don't want me? Banner Knight? No, you guys can move along. Mounted Pillagers will take you. Mounted Ransackers, in the army you go. The rest of you guys can go. And they're just like, what the fuck? They don't want us in the army. This is going to be a blast. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to be 7 episodes or 37. I did an experimental Peasant Revolt a long time ago. It was kind of one of the first time I did a role-playing series. It gets almost no love on YouTube. It gets like 10 views a day or something like that. It was a lot of fun. If you guys want to check that out, or if you're just enjoying this one, just hang tight, and hopefully this is going to be a fun ride. I don't know if we can accomplish all our goals. Just to refresh you here, as we sick 'em on this gal here, you're not getting away. Well, maybe she will. We're going to try to track her down just to refresh you on the campaign goals here. I have predetermined goals, right? These goals, I just made them up, just like the rest of the campaign. We're making this shit up. 2 victory conditions that I really want to complete, and I will just tell you those at this stage. I want to destroy the Aserai, and I want to destroy the Southern Empire. If those 2 kingdoms are destroyed, we will have victory in this campaign. And then a pipe dream would be destroying and conquering the whole map, right? That's almost certainly a pipe dream, but we will see how far we can push this. So we're going to talk about custom weapons more. We're going to have a whole smithing episode. I apologize. Some guys probably are expecting it already. I guess we could do it at the end of this episode, but this episode already seems like a pretty full episode. I think we will just end with an overview of our fledgling kingdom here, right? Our fledgling revolt is gaining steam. And I know we sort of cheated. We started with 2 cities and 2 castles, but we want to have a realistic chance of completing this challenge. And so we're going to go ahead and just take these starting goods. So there will be more, right? We will have custom weapon discussion and stuff like that. In fact, I could show you. I'm trying to think of how to do this. I want to make it sort of comprehensive. I don't want to spend like 5 minutes talking about it, so I'm not going to do it right now. Actually, I got all these custom weapons. We will talk about that more in an episode where I can just ramble for 20 minutes. So if you want to see more of this campaign, of course, you want to subscribe. Please hit notifications so you know when new episodes come out. Hit that like button, fellas. Please comment all you like. And I will see you, friends, next time.